Uh, after February 10th. Okay, I gotta talk about this video again. I think the easiest way to explain it is like the two different parts that exist for it, right? The first one is that there's like a life sim cat breeding sort of interaction, and then you take those cats and you go on adventures with them. It's hard to find out like where to start explaining it because it sort of loops on itself. But I want to start with the this house like kind of menu you have. So you get this house, you're able to upgrade it up and all those things, but you can see all these different cats. So like some of the quick mechanical stuff. Up here you have food, so every time you pass the day, a bunch of things can happen. Something guaranteed is that every cat needs to eat though, so your food will go down. So right now, in theory, on this menu at least, you couldn't pass the day or else your cats will starve and they can die, which was really sad, right? But let's say that there is a bunch of food. Every time you pass the day, your cats are able to breed, and there's a bunch of factors that go into it. So just like humans, cats can be straight, they can be gay, they can be a whole plethora of things. So sometimes you'll want two cats to make a kitten together because they have really good traits and you want to pass them down. And then they just might not be compatible, they just don't like each other, you know? It's just like with people, right? Any questions so far? Are we following?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a bunch of other things you're able to do in this menu. So you can see all this furniture in the house. You have to unlock these things or find them, but they increase different stats of the home. So if you have like a more comfortable house, it would make sense that the cats are more comfortable like with each other, so they're more likely to like reproduce. There's other factors as well about like how good of traits are they getting born with, and then some other things that we haven't found out about yet. Okay, I think that's it for this menu. I want to really emphasize real quick, why is breeding in the game really important? It's like one of the most integral things, and it's just kind of part of life. So jumping ahead, we talked about the house section. When you take a cat on an adventure, you end up giving them a class. So like, who's played D&D in here? Dungeons and Dragons. So when you start the game, you got to choose sort of what class you're gonna have. This one I have as an example is called a hunter. It's probably comparable to like a ranger, I think is the class. But they get a lot of abilities as you progress through your adventure. And those abilities, like this one, sniper, become just part of the cat. It's like kind of like a trait they gain and will forever have. So when you're in that house menu, sometimes your goal is to take this cat, he's gone on an adventure, he has this ability, and then this cat, this has no experience, let's just say they're random stray, but you want in theory for them to breed and for the kitten produced to inherit this ability. Is this making sense? Are we following?
Yeah, that's why it's called Mewgenics, right?
Yes, so it's you're manipulating breeding in order to get these certain traits out, right?
That's
So this was a big win. Look, these two lovely cats produced this new kitten and it kept this ability. While at first this doesn't seem like a big deal, I want to emphasize this cat right now has no class. And it has an ability exclusive to having chosen this Ranger Hunter class, right?
So that I can like multi-class.
Exactly. So let's say when I have it grow up and I take it on a new adventure, I wanted to have the class of Thief. So it has all these different unique abilities. One of them has a huge bonus to like critical hits. It makes them more likely. And if I pair it with this ability that's usually exclusive to the hunter, then it makes this really strong combo. So that's kind of like why you would want to breed them. Following still? Making sense? Mm-hmm. No questions so far? You guys are champs for this. Okay, this is our interactive part. Going back to the slide where we have all these cats, we don't have enough food. There's things that we could do with cats that we have an excess amount of. You'll see a little pipe on the left side. You put them in the pipe and you could send them to a bunch of different non-playable characters. Let's see if y'all have been studying the handout I gave you last week. Does anyone know who this first character is? Does anyone know the first character? Jay, who is it?
Frank is the retired cat.
What kind of cats does he want?
Retired cats.
That's right. Good job, Jay. Stamps for Jay. Who's the second NPC? What's this person's name? Gwen, what is it?
But?
Butch. It's alright. What kind of cats does Butch want?
Cats with fighting spirits.
That's right, that's right. Good job, Glenn. Good job, Glenn. Wow, you guys are on it. You guys are on it. Who's this guy? Nellie Jane.
Dr. Beanies.
What kind of cats does Dr. Beanies want?
I don't know, but probably mutated ones.
Yeah, we don't know yet, but that's a good guess, Nellie Jane. Good job on writing on that. I think this one's probably my favorite. Does anyone know what this fourth NPC's name is? Sway.
But isn't that one Tracy?
That's Tracy. What kind of cats does Tracy want? She looks awfully grumpy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she wanted like old ones, like kind of like 5 years or older.
Man, dude, I am so proud of you guys. You actually know so much. It's crazy. Okay, there's two more. How about this one? Joseph?
Tink, and I believe that he wants little baby kittens, little cats.
He does. He wants kittens.
Young
Good job,
kittens.
Joseph. What was so funny,
What was
Chris?
his name?
Tink.
Tink.
I also thought it'd be Twink.
I mean.
That's what I think, but I'm not certain. Okay, here's one more that we've been introduced to so far, at least. Who knows this last one? Javon?
Is it 6 baby Jack?
It's Baby Jack.
I think he wants injured cats.
He does. Look at how injured he is. He wants cats that are injured just like that. Come on in, Anna.
Why do you want
We're learning about Mewgenics.
Chris, you have a question?
What's your question?
Why do you think he wants injured cats?
So the characters have different dialogue explaining why. We haven't seen a ton so far of like why he wants injured cats. My assumption is like he's injured and there's sort of like a comfort with also being with injured cats. Jay mentioned Frankie being that first guy over here. He wants retired cats because he's sort of retired, so like he connects with that particular breed. But the more cats you give those folks, you get different upgrades for like your house and what you're able to do. Oh, Jay.
Do you think that the NPC Dr. Beanies is actually the one like controlling the game?
That's what a lot of people have theories right now because we haven't seen all of it. Apparently he's like a really important character.
And he
My
wants
guess-
the mutated cat that you're making?
Yes, because you're going back to the breeding a little bit. The cats can get some kind of weird mutations from like a number of different things. This is a tough question to ask a bunch of high schoolers. Do we know what inbreeding is? That's crazy. Everyone knows what it is. That can happen. It's not a good thing when that happens. Our genetic code doesn't like being paired up with identical or very similar genetic code. So the consequences of that, one of them in the game is you can get body mutations. Also, when you're out on adventures, there's a bunch of events that happen, and sometimes you get some wild things happening in your cat's body. But yeah, those gonna be positives and negatives. I also want to mention, shout out. I think this class would appreciate. This game has a bunch of like disabilities represented in it, in a whole bunch of different capacities. Hello, Jane. What's one of them?
A disability
Yes.
in the game? I don't know, but there's
Just say a disability. It's probably in the game. What's the one you say all the time?
autism.
Autism's in the game.
Yeah! Yeah! We love autistics.
There's one I'll point out just because I know the effect. So ADHD is one in the game. It's cool that they represent the disabilities as there's downsides, but there's also ways to work with them for them to be really strong. One of them, ADHD, is when you're playing, usually you have infinite time to make a choice. When you're playing with an ADHD cat, you have 5 seconds to make each decision. And if
Yeah.
you don't, it makes a decision for you. The benefit to it though is that they're smarter. Like they have inherent more like intelligence than other cats. Chris, do you agree with this? Do you think that's like a good representation?
I think I'm pretty dumb, but I think other people with ADHD are pretty smart.
You are smart. Javon?
As a person with ADHD, I think that's misrepresentation. I'm not that smart.
That's okay, Javon. We'll work on it.
They're seeing the best in you. Okay, let's talk about this screen real quick. At the start, let's say you refresh tonight, you start a new day. When you go on an adventure, so this is like the actual combat part of the game. You get to choose 4 cats, you get to class them. So this one's the hunter. And then you get a whole bunch of different abilities. One of the big things that you'll find is equipment that you can put on your cats as you go through your adventure. This one doesn't have a whole ton. Yes, Melody.
Equipment / like accessories, because I see some hats in there.
Yes, there's like one of the favorite ones that I've seen so far is like a wig. You could put the wig on the cat and it gets like bangs. It gets like hair. I think it's pretty cute. There's over 900 different like accessories and items in the game, which is crazy. This one has like this cool little beanie. this one, usually there's a little note that tells you where it goes, but I'd like to think that this little boat might be a hat as well. But you equip them, they all have different sort of like degrees of effect. And just like with disabilities, if they're really strong, usually they can be like a caveat in some way. But yeah, from this screen is where you'll spend a lot of time sort of planning out what you're gonna do. I'll mention the stats real quick. I know I'm taking a bunch of y'all's time. So this little arm going up, Chris, will you do that for me? I saw you do it earlier. Yeah, that represents your strength. So that's how much your like melee attacks are gonna hurt. This paw was a little bit of this change, but it would represent your dexterity. This is for like ranged attacks. This heart here is constitution, so how much health do you have? This intelligence from the light bulb. This little foot is speed, or how many tiles you can move. The lips are charisma.
Wow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Are they charisma or are they riz?
It's charisma. Oh my god, that's terrible. And 5 is luck. Luck affects a bunch of different things. Okay, I promise we're almost through. I just want to give you like at least a picture of the gameplay. I think it's pretty straightforward, but to get into it, you have this like 10 by 10 grid. You can see you have your 4 cats on there, and then there's going to be like every new stage will have a new enemy going on. This one has a bunch of rats, which I'm a big fan of.
It reminds me of Golden Lion.
Of what?
Oh yeah.
It is roguelike like that one, where you go on a run, you get resources, and you come back, and you're able to like build up your house in this case, rather than like your camp. But looking at this board real quick, there is a few different like HUD aspects. I'm gonna go one by one. First one is you'll have up at the top left, when it's your cat's turn, you'll have their health as well as their mana. Unlike some games where it's like you get one move or one spell per turn, kind of like D&D, you get to use spells as much as you, actually I guess D&D is a little different, but you get to use spells as much as you have mana for them. It doesn't just mean like magic spells, it could be sort of ED ability. And we'll see some examples later. At the top right, and this shows sort of how it works, it's like a turn-based game. So just like how you'd play like a real life game of like checkers, how you go one after the other. It's the same idea, so you can see there's like a queue of this is the order in which people will do different actions. Down here is where we see some of the actual things like the cat has going on. So they have like their basic attack that they can do once per turn, and there's ways to get around. Ways to get around that to use it twice. These are the spells though that end up using this resource. So there's a few things like give into it. Like if you have high charisma, you start the battle with more mana to use, and then your intelligence is how much you would refresh every turn. But yeah, you could. So this one has like 3, and then they have 9 up here. You could use this spell 3 times if you want. Any questions? Still making sense?
Yeah.
Okay, I think this is my last slide. Well, second to last one, and this is just full like circle. This is what the game loop is. As you go through with your cats, you'll level up, and you'll get all these really strong new abilities, and you want to get as far as you can in the end goal of progressing the story, but also taking them back home with you. Because let's say I had this really strong gang, they got all these cool abilities, they're specific to their class. I want to take them back to the house so that, just like how we started, I can breed those new abilities onto like the next generation of cats to be even greater and stronger. Okay. That is the game, that's how it works. Adam.
So basically you go from like there, you kind of repeat that little cycle, so like your house is like better, cats are better, this just get better. Is there really like a cap per se?
So, as far as like biologically, to our knowledge, the cats can only be born with like a certain amount of stats, because like you're not going to be like giving birth to like crazy, super strong, as if they've gone on like 100 adventures. A lot of it comes from visibilities getting passed down, but we haven't seen all of it yet. So there's a chance that there is going to be like a really dramatic shift of like increased power levels and all that. Jay?
How often are you going to be playing this game in class?
The answer to that is yes.
Okay. I don't know if I want to play it. At first, I'm not going to play it in class because
Are you going to skip school to go home and play it?
on the
Yes.
first day I am.
Yes.
On just the first day. Like, I
That's
do
not
want to
true.
keep my job.
Speedy, that's not true.
It is true. I put in a sub ahead of time, so I think it's next.
I
I think it's
He's
next
ready
Tuesday
for
or
it.
something. I already have a sub in the book. I won't play it during class initially because I want to give it my full attention. Like, I play.
Good game.
Y'all know I play Binding of Isaac all the time. I play through that so much I can like play it, Thank you. I could play that game and listen to y'all in chat. This game I won't be able to do that. It's just a little bit more brain power, so you won't see me playing it for the most part. And it gives me something to look forward to when I get home. Nelly Jane.
If us varsities get better at teaching the novice, would you be able to play this game?
Yes.
Is that a reason why we need to get better?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Thank you. Nelly Jane knows how my brain works, you know? Ross.
What was going on with that trailer? It does not resemble the game very much. From what I
The
saw.
trailer showed some gameplay. There was parts of the trailer that weren't appropriate, like it showed stuff that I just wasn't cool playing. I always have the mindset, if the principal walked in right now, would I have my job? There's parts of that trailer where I would fear no. But it was mostly just like an artsy trailer, like,
Okay.
yeah. It
Yeah.
showed some of the gameplay.
I was expecting something more dark. Like I was expecting like one of the NPCs that you like handed out the slips to be like a cannibal that was gonna eat the cats or something.
I don't think there's those that exist. There are darker elements. Some of them I have an idea about, but haven't really been shown, and or that I omitted because I didn't want to get like too dark.
Okay. Yeah.
It's Tuesday morning.
She was looking for a game.
I
Any
would
other
say-
questions?
I would say that
Thank you for
the
explaining
Dr.
it step
Beanie
by step for us.
is
We are very knowledgeable.
It's probably like the
I
mastermind.
found out one lady.
So earlier you said that they're like
Gay and straight cats.
Yes.
Would this
Like,
apply across like the whole LGBTQ plus
Like
and
butcher
like,
or
would there be
something.
trans cats or other such cats?
I don't see. That is what I hope that's in the game, and I think it could be. So like Dr. Beanies is a mysterious character that can like alter cats, and there's a few of the NPCs that kind of like emphasize understanding more about your cat. I don't know if that's a mechanic for certain right now, but I think it's totally realistic that it could be in the game.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to Javon and Nelly.
So how does this affect LeBron's legacy?
Oh,
I don't know.
Bruh.
Oh, well, I will say this. I don't think LeBron's in the game, but they have a bunch of like celebrity voice cameos, like a ton. One of them is some actress from. There's someone from Stranger Things. I don't know who. I can't remember because I haven't seen
Bobby
the show.
Brown. Is it my hawk?
But it turns out the creator got a bunch of celebrities because their kids really liked his previous video games, even though the celebrities didn't know about it. So he would get the youngsters that ask their parents to meow for the game, so they show up as like cat meows in the game, which is like so killer to me. I'm gonna get to Nelly and then you, Ross.
you talked about how they had like disabilities represented in the game, and you mentioned ADHD and autism, but do they have physical disabilities as well?
Yes. They both have those as injuries they can receive. It's not like one that you're born with, but it could also be things that affect like any of their limbs. So it could be like their legs or their arms or their face, like a whole ton of different like physical aspects. You get those from either like going down, or you can also inherit them if it's like a biological one. There's a few they didn't put in because they wanted to make sure that they were being appropriate with how they like approached it. So something like ADHD or autism, they had a really, it seems like they had an easier job of like, there's this like kind of difficult aspect of being, but there's also something that you're better at and stronger for. But yeah, I couldn't tell you all of them, but there's a lot, there is a ton in there. Okay, Ross.
What games has this guy made before?
He's made Binding of Isaac, The End is Nigh.
Yeah.
If you want to see a bunch on Steam, the Basement Collection has like a bunch of his kind of early, not full on early, but a bunch of his kind of earlier indie games that he's made.
Yeah. It looked like that. That's what I thought from
Yeah.
just seeing it. I was
Legend
like,
of Bombos
Binding-
would have been playing.
Yeah, it looks like either Binding like of Isaac or it kind of reminds me of also Don't Starve Together.
Yeah.
So-
He has his OG Flash style. Miguel?
Yeah.
How much can you interact with the cats? Like, is it like Nintendogs? Can you pet them?
You can pet them. As far as like,
Heck
if,
yeah.
I don't know if there's like a up close like higher level of interaction than that, but as you go through, you can like pet them. They can like purr and stuff.
They obviously meow. 'Cause this is real.
They meow. They have a whole bunch of different meows. I think it's funny. So when they got celebrities to do voice lines, one of the prompts is like, "Will you purr?" Does anyone think they can purr? Okay, I only saw one hand go. That's how they felt. They're like, "How do you purr?" So a lot of the like purring sounds are like goofy, just like lines that they came up with. Adam, give us an example purr.
Okay. It's kind of like just rolling my tongue in a way, but like, it's really silent.
Of the gameplay I've seen, I have heard someone go for that voice. That's probably what I would do. Like,
Yeah.
Jay?
Oh, if they don't have enough food, do you like get to pick which cats to feed?
From what I've seen, no. Like it's like random, I think. Or they mentioned that if you literally don't have enough food, they won't let you end the day because they don't want you to like kill off your cat. Like it's, although you do battles and stuff with them, it's not meant to be like you're abusing animals. So don't sigh about that. It's a good thing. So one of the NPCs will show up and says, "Hey, you need to go on an adventure to go get more food." So go do that. Like he will tell you like, "Go do this. Go get food. We don't want your cat starving." Or there's a store that we don't have any money, but if you had some money, you could go buy some food. So, no, Jane?
If we, I don't know how to word the question. On the adventures, can the cats die?
Yes.
Do the cats die in the game?
So there's like a few things that can happen with that where
What happens?
if you're in combat and you go to 0 health, you'll pass out more or less, Nelly. So at the end of that
So like
combat,
Pokemon.
they can come back. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay.
However,
No.
there are zombies in the game. And so let's say your cat goes down as a limp body. If the zombie wanders over to it,
So you can you prevent the zombies from
yes.
going again?
Sometimes one of your main goals when you're playing is to like, okay, I need to make sure this cat is probably gonna die. How do I make sure that they come back next round and don't get eaten and just disappear forever? So that is like pretty integral to some parts of the game, to what we've seen. I'm gonna go Miguel, then you, Janelle.
Earlier we learned that there's baby cats and old cats. Do cats like age up over time, and do they get different stats because of that? Do they get different abilities because of that?
I think it's a great question of, I don't know if the older they get, if they get access to like exclusive abilities, but every day pass more or less adds a year to the cat. So when it's first born, it's a kitten. If you pass the day, it's a year old. Once it hits past 5, I think, or a certain age, they become old. And they're going forward, every time you pass the day, there's like a percentage chance they pass away. Apparently it could be like, okay, they mentioned that they've had a cat that lived to be 80 years old though. So like, I don't know what the stats are for it, and I don't know if there's exclusive like geriatric cat abilities, but that would be really cool. Javon?
If the cats can get eaten by zombies, can they come back as zombies?
I think if their body gets consumed, I think that they are gone. I think that it isn't impossible for cats, if they go down, to come back as the zombie somehow though, as long as their body is still intact. I think. I don't know. I'm just theorizing. I'm not certain. Okay, any other questions? Alright, thanks for listening.